Girl, it's been a lot. It's been what? It's been a lot, girl. Sit down. We've got chat. Okay? Sit down, get comfy. I'm about to give you life update of what's going on behind the scenes. But before we go on, how are you doing? Okay? How are you doing? Put it down in the comments for me. It's just been a lot and I just want to get you off my chest. So we need to talk about it. It's kind of like a chit chat about life, what's happening, PCOS, the supplements I've been taking, what's working, lifestyle changes I'm making, and just like the whole shebang of living and being diagnosed with PCOS. Like ever since I was diagnosed with PCOS, my life has changed. I feel like when I got the diagnosis for PCOS, I did not take it seriously, which is my first big mistake. If you've been diagnosed with PCOS, please ensure you take it seriously. Start making those lifestyle changes as soon as possible and getting all the help you can get. I did not take it seriously because I don't know. I think I was still a student then, and I was still like school. I was busy with school, and I don't know. There's really no excusing it. I just did not take it seriously. I think it's because my symptoms were not as bad. But in the past 2 years, my symptoms keep going downhill. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like it's getting worse. It's like as I'm getting older, the symptoms are becoming more obvious and becoming more intense. So right now I'm in a space where I'm constantly trying to like manage my symptoms and like manage everything that is going on with me. Now, the first thing is sometime last year, 2023, I had a hormone assessment. So there's this brand called Hertility. This is not sponsored. There's this brand called Hertility where they send you kits to do your test at home. And then after a couple days, they give you your results and analysis. I'm going to put 3 coupon codes on screen. Or I'm going to put in the comments. I don't know, in the description box. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but you can get like a discount off their test if you want to use any of the coupons on screen, and you can do that. So last year I had the test, and when they did the test, it showed that my testosterone was very high, my prolactin was high. Testosterone is male hormone, which kind of like explains why my period was irregular. Prolactin, had to do with stress. My luteinizing hormone was high. Like I'll shall put the things on screen when I remember, but a lot of things were going on. So after doing that assessment, it helped me understand what's going on in my body and how to better tackle some things. So with prolactin, I knew I needed to manage my stress. I started doing like meditations, doing like Pilates, doing like things that ground me, like activities that ground me, and just what's this thing called, controlled breathing. I started doing all of that, and I kind of saw like some relief. Okay, but this year 2024, things started going downwards again. Like my weight was all over the place. I started having like intense mood swings, and so I decided to have another test just because I needed to know what's happening with my body and like what am I fighting, what battles am I fighting. Hey guys, so I'm about to take a fertility test. So something I realized is that PCOS, there are different types. So some people is insulin induced PCOS, meaning they have like insulin resistance and they have to be on top of their insulin. I've done the test. I'm not insulin resistant. My insulin is great. I'm not pre-diabetic. Mine is more stress induced and also just having like high testosterone, which is what I'm trying to fix. So the brand that I used last year is called Hertility. So this is not sponsored, by no means sponsored. This is by no means sponsored. So I want to do the test again today. This pack has been in the house for over a week and I've just been dreading it, but I have to face it and get it done with. My pain threshold is very tiny, okay? So I've been avoiding the test because I don't want to feel the pain. I'm going to do the test now and just send this over to the lab, and then they'll do the analysis and send me my test results online. So yeah.
Push from the top of your hand.
How? From here?
Yeah, from here.
I'm to push from here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mommy, this is painful. This is painful.
Sorry. Careful, Danielle. Sorry. I think you should hold it on it.
Okay. So I did the test again this year, and as God will have it, my testosterone was fine. My prolactin was now within range, but now what is high is anti-Mullerian hormone, which is basically because of the multiple follicles that I have in my ovary, which is consistent with PCOS, and then I have high luteinizing hormone. My point is sharp been a lot. So from last year to this year, I got there's been some improvement with my hormones, but then there's still work to be done in managing my symptoms. And the reason why I went for another test this year is because I started experiencing symptoms like intense fatigue. So I'm not the type to sleep in the afternoons, like I don't do siesta, but I noticed that there were a couple days, like almost every afternoon I was sleeping. I was exhausted. I'm always sleeping, and I was like, what is this? Which new symptom is this one? Because every day something new. They are new every morning, new every morning. God help my life. So I was like, what is this? Apart from that, I was feeling nauseous. I was like it was just a cascade of things happening at the same time. Another thing I was experiencing was menstrual pain, like menstrual cramps. Like I kept having them at intervals, even though I was not on my period. Like I'll be experiencing period pain. So I needed to do the test to know what's happening. When I did the test and I saw what was happening, I was like, okay, things are better, but still my symptoms have worsened. And that takes me down to the second part, which is supplements. I don't know if you know, but like the information out there about managing PCOS, girl, it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. If you go on TikTok and do a deep dive on PCOS, you will hear and unhear. Like you will hear so many information, and I'm just like, God, which one is which? And in the quest for relief and in the quest to feel better, I tried a couple things just to see which one works for me. Because some girls will be like, oh, this worked for me. Another person will be like, no, that made me feel like shit. Okay, so I've tried a lot of supplements in the past 1 year just to figure out what works and what is not working. And I know a lot of people from my Instagram have asked me like, what supplements have I taken, just to know what is working. So this is the tray. Can you see the tray? It's the tray of supplements. Okay, there are more here that can't fit in this tray. This is my medical cupboard. Literally, I'm a pharmacy at this point. Can you imagine taking all of these pills every single day just to feel and look your best? It's ridiculous. So I'm just gonna walk you guys quickly through all the supplements I have here and which one has worked and which one I've not really seen any effect. So the very first one is vitamin D. This is 4,000. How many milligrams is it? There is UG. They measure it by. So it's 1,000 UG. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well. Anyway, it's high strength vitamin D. So with this one, I don't really know what the effect is, but I know it helps with low moods, especially in the UK here where you don't get a lot of sunlight. So having low mood, this helps. So I take this every single day, 1 tablet per day. Also, something to state here is that this is not medical advice. I'm not telling you to get all of these supplements. I'm just sharing what I have tried that has worked for me. So speak to your GP before you start anything. And then also, just talking about GP, I went to my GP this year. I went to the GP. I went to see a fertility specialist, a PCOS and fertility specialist, just to know like how I can manage my symptoms better because my weight was skyrocketing. I've gained weight as well. And one of the things he recommended, as most PCOS girlies would know, is Metformin. So Metformin is a kind of drug that helps with insulin management. But we did insulin test and I did not have insulin resistance. My insulin is within range. So he just said he recommended it because it might also help with my period. It might just help even though I don't have insulin resistance. So I started taking the Metformin. But I started reacting to it. Every time I took it, I felt really, really sick. I hated the way the tablet made me feel. And one day I just told Jason, I said, you know what? I'm going to stop taking this because I don't like the way I feel after I take it. Like it doesn't make sense to me. So I just stopped taking it and, went back to the rest of my supplements. So I actually spoke to a GP before I started doing some of these supplements here. So do your research, talk to your professional as much as you can. The next thing here is folic acid. Folic acid is good to take it if you're for overall health, and also maybe it's also good for pregnancy as well. So I take this daily. And then there is where I'm trying to bring up all my dailies. This one, probiotic. I take probiotic 50 billion CFU. This is Garden of Life. I take one every day, first thing in the morning before I eat anything because it helps with my gut health. I have the all popular myo-inositol. Sorry, this thing is overexposed. Myo-inositol and D-inositol. I take 4 of these every day, but in total it's about 2,000 milligram of myo-inositol and 50 milligram of D-inositol. So this brand, I got this one when I was in the USA. So this brand is from the USA, but there are brands in the UK that I typically use. So I take this. This actually helps with insulin. So like when you eat, it helps regulate your blood sugar. So I've actually seen the impact of this. When I eat and I take this, I feel better. So I take this every single day as well. That's myo-inositol. So you remember when I said there's a ton of information on TikTok and everywhere about PCOS and what works? So I tried this one. Is called, what's it called again? What is this thing called though? Hey, I've forgotten the name. I'll put the name on screen when I remember. And this is supposed to help with fertility and menstrual cramps. I tried this, but it also made me feel sick. I think I was taking it for a couple days, and then I just said, I'm not taking it again. So, and then there's maca roots. Some girls swear by maca roots that it helps with fertility, and not just fertility, like regular periods. It helps bring your period back. I just started taking this. It's still very full. I just started taking it. I've not seen like the core impact of it, but I take this 1 a day currently. I think this is like my 5th or 6th tablet now, so I'm hoping to see what this is gonna do. Previously, I was taking this is multivitamin for women. It's called Vitamin Code. So it's a very good multivitamin. I used to take it, but I don't take it anymore. Why did I stop taking it? Because I now take vitamin D as a separate. I take folic acid as a separate. So I don't want too many vitamins in my body. And also I stopped because I also take this. So this is vitamin C. Vitamin C, I take it in water. So I put it in my water and I have it with a meal. So it's kind of like my juice, because I don't take Coke anymore. I don't take soda, and I'm trying to cut down sugar as much as possible. So I take this instead of drinking any other thing. I just put it in my water 1 a day and I have it with lunch on a good day. Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is good for what's it good for? It's good for stress, so it helps you relax. Okay, so I used to take it every night, but then I stopped. Why did I stop? So I stopped taking ashwagandha because now I take magnesium glycinate, and if there's anything I'll tell you that I swear by, is this magnesium glycinate. This helps with stress and relaxation, so I take this every night and it helps me sleep. Most times I stay awake during the night. I suffer from insomnia sometimes, where I'm awake till like 3, or I wake up multiple times during the night. But when I take this is the truth. Okay, if there's anything I'll say, this is the truth. It helps me sleep. So I don't take this anymore, but now I take this instead, and I can tell you that this one, I know it works very well for me. At night, I also started taking zinc supplement. This is another new addition to my stash. I take this in the night. It's good for cell activity, antioxidation activity, like support your immune system essentially. So I take zinc and I take the magnesium glycinate every night. So because I'm taking vitamins and minerals like as separate tablets, that's why I stopped taking the multivitamin, because it would be too much. It would be too much. And then other things I have tried here. These dim supplements, they say it's good for estrogen balance, so I bought it. I don't think you can find this particular brand in the UK. I bought it in the USA. I tried it. I had one mad mood swing the day I took this, and I didn't feel good. I felt sick. So I've only taken 1 tablet ever, and I've not taken it again, but it's here. So you can imagine how much I'm spending on supplements. Another one that I have done is CoQ10 coenzyme. So this helps with your cell activity, right? I take this 1 a day. I still take it. Yeah. I actually forgot one of the most important ones. Sorry, please. I take fish oil. So this is fish oil. This is high strength. This is 2,000 milligrams. I think the serving here is 2. So I take 2 per day. I've been taking this. This is also my daily. Like I always take this fish oil because, you know, omega fish oil is good for the body. So yeah, that's the full stash of my supplements, my pharmacy, as you can see. So next thing I just want to briefly touch on is also like lifestyle and what I'm doing to currently like try and manage my symptoms. I already shared this in my newsletter that I try to send out weekly. If you want to subscribe to that, link in the description box below. Essentially what I'm doing is, the first is obviously taking my supplements, the ones that I know are my core routine, my dailies, the ones that I know that I'm not swapping it for anything else. I make sure I take those ones at the right time every single day. The second thing that I'm trying to do currently is to eat my proteins first. So I try to have a lot of protein with my breakfast, especially. I'm not a breakfast person, but because of this thing now, I have to be eating breakfast as much as I can. And I try to get a lot of protein, like at least 30 grams of protein with my first meal. And when I'm eating, I try to eat proteins first. So if I have rice and stew and meat, I'll eat all the meats first before I'll not enter the vegetables and then the rice. Okay, I try to eat carbohydrate last. Another thing I do, which I already have always done, is I go for walks. So I go for a walk almost every single day. I try to get my steps up because they're very low impact exercise and it's not going to stress my body. And then I try to drink lots of water. Like I said earlier, I cut down on my soda. I don't take soda. What am I even saying? I don't take soda anymore. And if I must have a drink, it's usually 0 sugar, or so, you know, I just drink a lot of water. And then if I want to have a sweet drink, I have the vitamin C drink in a glass of water. Another thing that I'm trying to do, which honestly I've not been keeping to it because of work, is to exercise 3 times a week. I'm not gonna lie, I've not been doing that every single day, but I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying to do that. Another thing I'm doing, which I've already detailed in a different video, but this is just like a life update, I'm still trying to reduce dairy. So I use like oat milk in my teas. I don't use regular milk. I don't eat bread as much, and if I must eat bread, it's usually like whole wheat or sourdough bread, and I use a lot of avocado when I'm eating things like that. And I try to incorporate fat and fatty fish, so like mackerel, salmon. I eat a lot of that currently. Another thing is just practicing mindfulness. I try to do mindful breathing to center my body, to bring down my stress, especially with the kind of job that I have, which is a high growth environment, so there tends to be a lot of stressors. I just try to manage that. So yeah, that's kind of like my lifestyle. And also trying to sleep on time. So I try to get into bed at 10 p.m. and then, you know, take my tablets and, you know, read a book so I can drift into sleep. So that's kind of like everything that I'm doing at the moment. Living with PCOS is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. It's just like, it's a lot. There's so many symptoms you're constantly combating at the same time. There's so many symptoms. In one day you can have like 4 symptoms, and you know, and also there's this constant having to think of like your weight, trying to manage that. But then with PCOS, it's hard for you to manage your weight because your body, like the condition already makes it hard for you to lose weight. So you're constantly in this never-ending cycle. In the past 2 years, if you've been on this channel long enough, I've lost weight consecutively in the last 2 years. And this year I'm just like, you know what, see, I'm tired. It's not every year I'll be repeating the same cycle. It's not every year I'll be trying to lose weight. It's not every year. Like, I'm tired. I'm literally tired. And I'm just doing what I can at the moment. And however that plays out, it plays out, because I cannot kill myself. That's just the truth. I cannot. And then also the period irregularities, where you don't even know where a period is. You know how people be like, oh, I'm ovulating on X day, or we PCOS girlies don't know. Okay, so there's not even knowing when my period is coming. Sometimes it varies greatly. Okay, that's also something to constantly have to deal with. And then the constant cramps, even though you're not on your period, and then the mood swings, and then the cravings, you know. But lately my sugar cravings have been on a lock. That's because I'm taking my pills and, you know, doing all the healthy habits that I can. So yeah, that's kind of like the life update. Let me know what you think about this video. Is there something, if you're a PCOS girly, is there something you're doing currently that has worked? You can share it in the comments. It might help someone. So yeah, that's everything. Till next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.